What would compel one of the world's biggest K-pop stars to spend hours before a massive 70,000-person stadium concert personally distributing gifts to fans who somehow gained access to the private rehearsal session? And what does Jin's decision to prioritize this intimate fan interaction over his own rest and preparation time reveal about his genuine appreciation for ARMY despite years of global fame? The K-pop world was absolutely melted yesterday when word spread that Jin had turned what was supposed to be a closed technical rehearsal at Stanford Stadium into an impromptu gift-giving session for a small group of fans who were present, with the BTS eldest member apparently bringing numerous bags filled with carefully selected items that he distributed personally, while speaking with each fan individually, and taking time to create meaningful interactions despite the pressure and time constraints of preparing for that evening's massive concert performance. The footage captured on phones by the fortunate fans who received this unexpected attention shows Jin appearing genuinely happy and energized by the interactions rather than viewing them as obligation or burden. His smile and laughter as he handed out gifts and exchanged words with emotional fans demonstrating that even after years of international success and countless fan meetings, he still derives genuine joy from these direct personal connections with the people who support BTS. The fact that Jin chose to spend precious pre-concert time on this spontaneous fan interaction rather than resting, doing additional preparation, or simply enjoying downtime before the demanding performance ahead suggests either remarkable energy reserves or a prioritization of fan connection that supersedes concerns about his own comfort and readiness. Why would Jin specifically be the member to organize this gift distribution during rehearsal? And does his initiative reflect his particular role as eldest member, who takes seriously the responsibility of representing BTS's gratitude to fans in tangible personal ways? According to fan accounts and reports from people present at the rehearsal, Jin apparently arrived at Stanford Stadium carrying multiple large bags that fans initially assumed contained personal items or stage costumes, but that were revealed to be filled with gifts he had personally selected and purchased for distribution to any ARMY who might be present during the rehearsal period. The specific decision to do this gift-giving at the rehearsal rather than organizing it through official channels or fan meeting structures suggests Jin wanted the interactions to feel spontaneous and personal rather than being mediated by management or feeling like another structured promotional activity, with the casualness of the rehearsal setting allowing for more relaxed authentic exchanges than would be possible during an official organized event. The fact that the other BTS members were apparently aware of Jin's plan and supportive of it, with some reportedly helping distribute gifts or engaging with fans themselves once they saw what Jin was doing, demonstrates that this represented group values about maintaining connection with ARMY rather than just being Jin's individual quirk. The detail that has fans absolutely sobbing and sharing across every social media platform is that the gifts Jin distributed were not generic promotional items or mass-produced merchandise, but were apparently thoughtfully selected items that reflected his genuine knowledge of what ARMY appreciates and values, with reports of the bags containing everything from snacks Jin personally enjoys and wants to share, to small meaningful tokens with BTS symbolism, to handwritten notes expressing gratitude, creating gift packages that felt personal and intentional rather than just being corporate swag. The specific inclusion of handwritten elements, whether notes or messages, has been particularly meaningful to fans who recognize the time and effort required to prepare such personalized items when multiplied across the dozens of gift bags Jin apparently prepared, demonstrating a level of investment and care that goes far beyond what would be minimally required or expected from a celebrity of his stature. The fans who received these gifts have reported being so moved by the experience, and by the obvious thought and effort Jin invested that many were crying during the interactions, creating emotionally charged atmosphere during what should have been routine technical rehearsal. The Stanford Stadium rehearsal where this unexpected gift distribution occurred was apparently a standard technical run-through scheduled for the afternoon before the evening concert, with the session intended to allow BTS and their production team to familiarize themselves with the specific venue layout, test sound and lighting systems, practice any venue-specific staging or choreography adjustments, and generally ensure everything would function properly for the actual performance. The presence of fans during what is normally a closed private rehearsal was apparently the result of various factors, including some fans having special access through connections with venue staff or production crew, some managing to position themselves in areas adjacent to the stadium where they could see and hear what was happening, and possibly some deliberate decisions by BTS's team to allow small numbers of fans to observe the rehearsal as reward for their dedication, or as part of some fan club benefit program. The specific moment when fans realized Jin was distributing gifts, rather than just preparing for rehearsal, has been described as creating immediate excitement and disbelief, with fans who were present apparently not initially understanding what was happening when they saw Jin carrying bags and approaching the limited audience areas where fans were positioned. The transition from confusion to recognition to overwhelming emotion as fans realized they were about to receive personal gifts from Jin and have individual interactions with him created the kind of organic, authentic excitement that no amount of planned fan service could replicate, with the spontaneity and unexpectedness making the experience exponentially more meaningful than if it had been announced or structured in advance. The interactions between Jin and individual fans as he distributed gifts were apparently warm and genuine, with him taking time to make eye contact, to ask questions about where fans traveled from and how long they had been supporting BTS, to express gratitude for their dedication and support, and to create a moment of real connection rather than just mechanically handing out items and moving on to the next person. The specific reports of Jin laughing at fan comments, appearing genuinely interested in their responses, and treating each interaction as important rather than rushing through to complete the distribution demonstrate his natural warmth and his genuine appreciation for the people who support his career rather than just viewing fan service as professional obligation. The other BTS members' participation in Jin's gift distribution, once they saw what was happening, varied by individual, with some members apparently joining enthusiastically in distributing items and engaging with fans while others continued with their technical preparation but showed support through smiles and waves to the fans who were receiving gifts. The organic way different members chose to participate or to focus on their rehearsal responsibilities demonstrated the group's comfort with each member having different approaches to fan interaction, and their lack of pressure on everyone to always participate equally in every spontaneous activity. The concert production staff and management's response to Jin's impromptu gift distribution apparently ranged from supportive accommodation to mild concern about time management and keeping rehearsal on schedule, with reports suggesting some staff members were coordinating to help facilitate the fan interactions while others were mindful of the technical work that still needed to be completed before the evening show. The ultimate decision to allow Jin to spend substantial time on the gift distribution, rather than cutting it short or restricting it, demonstrated trust in his judgment about time management and recognition that the fan connection he was creating had value beyond just completing technical preparations. The fans who were not present for the rehearsal gift distribution, but who learned about it through social media and through accounts from those who were there, have expressed both happiness for those fortunate enough to receive Jin's personal attention and gifts, and some inevitable disappointment or jealousy about missing such a special experience. The question of how fans gained access to the rehearsal and whether some fans had unfair advantages through connections or resources has generated some discussion about equity and access in fan culture, though most responses have focused on celebrating Jin's generosity rather than on complaining about who did or didn't benefit from it. The impact of this gift distribution on the evening concert that followed was reportedly positive and energizing, with fans who attended both the rehearsal gift session and the concert describing feeling even more connected and invested in the performance, knowing that hours earlier Jin had taken time to personally appreciate them. The specific energy and enthusiasm during Jin's segments of the concert has been noted as being particularly intense from fans who received gifts, though the overall stadium atmosphere was reportedly electric regardless of whether attendees had been present for the rehearsal moment. The social media documentation of Jin's gift distribution has been extensive despite the relatively small number of fans who were actually present,